People think the reason they're not getting results is because they're doing the wrong things, which is right. Then they think the solution to doing the wrong things is to sit down and create a strategy, which is wrong. So if you came up to my channel this deep in the YouTube rabbit hole, you've probably already watched Ali Abdaal, Think Media, Film Booth, Nate Black, or any of these channels that talk about how to grow on YouTube, but somehow your stuff just still doesn't want to work. They all talk about do this strategy, do that strategy, do this to grow your YouTube channel, but the problem is the strategy is actually not the part that's keeping you back. The way I look at strategy is basically a plan to get you from one place to another, for getting you from not having a YouTube channel to having a thriving YouTube channel, or from not having a business on YouTube to having a thriving business on YouTube. But when you have the steps between those 2 points already laid out, you have to actually do the walking to get to the end destination. And this is where usually everything breaks down. You start to feel tired, you don't have time to do it, everything else has a higher priority than YouTube, and maybe you don't even know where to start or what you're doing wrong so you can improve it. So here's the problem. I've gone through the history of all these channels, Think Media, Film Booth, Ali Abdaal, and I've gone through the history of also my channel and my client's channel, and what I noticed is 3 interesting things. Everybody got low views in the beginning, and everybody got one lucky video that blew them up after a while, and since then YouTube kept recommending them because they got a lot more momentum, a lot more people viewing their videos, and they just keep getting recommended to more and more people. So right now you might be thinking, is everything about growing on YouTube actually about luck? And I'd say no, it isn't, because I also noticed 2 additional things with all these channels. The first one is, even though their channel didn't blow up right at the beginning, they kept uploading the videos and they never stopped being consistent. And the second thing is, with each video they did a 1% improvement on either the thumbnail, the editing, the script writing, or how they talk, that later led to that one blow up video. So if you're starting from 0 in the beginning and you want to get to the end destination, you already have the steps planned out because you watched all of these channels that we talked about. The one thing keeping you from doing it is to keep going until you hit that one lucky video. And most people don't do it because they struggle a lot on the YouTube journey, and a lot of people also say it, that YouTube is really hard to do. And if you struggle to do something, there's a much lower possibility that you'll stay consistent with it. You don't have to be the victim of your environment. You can also be the architect of it. If we want to increase the chances of succeeding on YouTube, we have to decrease the hardness of doing the thing. I, for example, spend maximum 3 hours per week doing my YouTube videos because everything I don't like is systemized, outsourced, or automatized. And this makes it really easy to keep going even if some videos fail, and even if I hadn't hit that one video that's gonna blow my channel up yet. So since I started my agency, I've gone through 3 phases of automating my YouTube channel. The first one is the solo phase, the second one is the outsource phase, and the third one is the team phase, which is basically just full automation. Now, if you're starting from 0, you'll have to go through all of these 3 steps to achieve a fully automated YouTube channel when you only have to do the things you like to do. So the first phase is the solo phase. In this phase, you are basically doing every part of the YouTube journey to create every video on your own. You are the only one working on it, and you have to come up with the ideas, with scripts, you have to do recording, you have to do the editing, design, and posting. Now, the thing is, the solo phase is the hardest phase of all of them, and I only recommend doing it as long as you have 0 budget to work on your YouTube channel. But as soon as you have any budget at all, if you have a business or if you have a well-paying job, you should go to the next phase already, because the solo phase is where most people quit, because this is like really hard to do. You have to spend 3 hours per month on ideas, you have to spend 10 hours on scripts, you have to spend 2 hours on recording, and then you have to spend like 10 plus hours on editing, 4 hours on design, and then 1 hour on posting, which is like a whole work week only to produce 4 videos per month, for example. So as soon as you have any budget to outsource anything from your YouTube channel, you should move to the next phase. Now, being in the solo phase is not hopeless. You can still make adjustments so that you can make it easier for yourselves, and that's by including what I call helpers. You need to have different systems and different apps that are going to help you be successful faster than if you were not using them. For example, using an app called vidIQ will make you pick the right topics, so you will talk about the things that are actually in demand and will actually get views, not about things that won't get views. There's also a link in my descriptions if you want to try vidIQ. And if you want to learn how to use it, you can watch this video here. The second thing is the ideation system. So having an ideation system that you can use every time to come up with good ideas, and this will increase the likelihood of getting a good idea. For scripts, use Notion and a certain framework for writing where you decide a goal ahead of time on what kind of transformation you will bring to the viewer. If you want to know more about how to write scripts, you can watch this video here. You can create a seamless setup, and this is a really good one, because if you have a setup that needs like half an hour to set up, that's gonna be a big pain when you try to record a video. And what you want to make is a setup where you basically have the camera always in the same place, or you just have to move it there, you press record and everything is already working, and that way it's much easier to get to recording. In editing, use AI, use Firecut, use the script, use Autopod. These are all really great tools to increase your productivity and narrow down the time you spend on editing. For design, use Canva and use templates from real YouTubers, not Canva, because on Canva sometimes templates aren't that great at all. And for posting, I use vidIQ again to do SEO optimization, to decide on the title and the description, and then post the video. Now, all of the resources that I mentioned in this video, like the ideation systems and other stuff, all of these resources are in the links in the description. So if you want them, you can check them out below. Also, I've got a newsletter on all the lessons I learned about how to grow on YouTube in less than 3 hours a month, coming out every week. So if you want to get all the knowledge and all the experience I gained delivered to your inbox every week, subscribe in the link down below. You also get a fancy quiz where you get personalized advice on what to do next, depending on where you are in your YouTube journey. So the second phase is the outsource phase. And if you have anywhere from $100 to $600 a month to put in your YouTube channel, I do this immediately. The goal of the outsource phase is to outsource the hardest parts of the production so you don't have to do them yourself, so you can produce videos a lot more easily. And usually the hardest part and the most time-consuming part are the editing and the design of the thumbnail. And how you outsource these parts is you go on platforms like Fiverr or Upwork and you find an editor and a designer to work for you on an hourly contract. And when you have the editor and a designer, what you only have to do is you only have to do the ideation and the scripts, and then they are doing the editing and the design. The thing you have to remember here is that the lower the price you pay for the designer and the editor, the higher the chance you will have to basically give them very detailed instruction. You're gonna have to tell them exactly what to do if you want to get the outcome you want to get out of them, because the designer might be used to making bad thumbnails, and you have to know what a good thumbnail looks like and give exact information to the designer to actually create the good looking thumbnail. Same goes for the editor. You have to give him a lot of really detailed advice, and that can still take up some time in your work week. Just by outsourcing these two parts, you will save anywhere from 5 to 10 hours a week doing all this work, and you'll be able to focus on all of the other parts that you're doing and making them better. And if any video fails, it will already be a lot easier. But you don't want to stay stuck in the outsource phase all the time, because you're always gonna have to give those instructions, have the back and forth, and it kind of becomes tiring after a while. And that's why we want to enter the third phase as soon as possible. Now, the third phase is the team phase, and this one's the most fun, because you basically decide what part of the process in YouTube creation you like, and you adjust the whole team around it. So you have the editor, you have the designer, you have the social media manager, you have a research guy or girl, you have the script writer, and you maybe have a copywriter. And you can employ all these people either part-time or full-time. But the main difference between the outsource phase and the team phase is that here you are basically paying more for each person that joins the team. So you hire an expert editor, you hire an expert designer, an expert social media manager, script writer, copywriter, and that makes everything depend a lot more on systems, where you basically only have to, let's say, record the video, you just put it to the team, and a good video that always has the same branding, the same style, the same editing, everything is the same. It comes out without you touching anything. But the only way to do that is to hire an expert in each domain that will know what they're doing and won't need your specific instructions on how to do the editing or how to do the thumbnails to create a good thumbnail or a good edit. The biggest goal of the team phase is to minimize the risk of creating stupid mistakes like ruining a video with a bad thumbnail with a low click-through rate, ruining a video with a bad script, with a bad edit, with a bad topic selection. And by hiring all those experts and knowing that all of these domains are good, you only have to look at a couple of things to know what went wrong, that the video didn't succeed. And when you know that, you only have to focus on that one thing, fix it, and the likelihood of getting that one video that will blow your channel up is a lot bigger. But there's one thing I noticed a lot of people do wrong, and it's the reason 90% of YouTube channels never take off, and that's picking the wrong topics that are not in demand. And if you want to pick the right topics, you can use vidIQ and watch this video next where I show you how to use it to get low competitive keywords with high search volumes, and you can get ranked basically with 0 subscribers like I did also in this video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.